Hello everyone, hope you all are doing very well. The talk is specific to data engineering where I'm giving you a theoretical understanding of the data processing or the data engineering full end-to-end platform, its capabilities, various components, etc. Part first, we have already covered the various aspects related with data engineering. And before I jump to part two, I decided to add this additional part to explain you the core about modern data stack, why it may not be fit for certain organization, and the premise for the postmodern data stack, what it is, how it is different from each other, and why certain organizations really need an application, a data processing platform which is built on postmodern data stack. So the part one of this video series has already been completed, and in the part one we have covered the basics of our data engineering, which included the data lakes, data warehouse, as well as the lake house and the data mesh, and with extra emphasis on ETL, ELT, what constitute a data pipeline and how the ETL and ELT they actually fits within the scope of data pipeline. It means combining the data processing with the data pipeline. Before jumping to the part two of this video series where we decided that we will talk about the various data visualization, data intelligence, machine learning, as well as the data science functionalities within your data stack, the idea was that let's spend some time and learn what are the differences between a modern as well as the postmodern data stack. We need to learn that what constitutes a modern data stack and what makes a data stack to be considered as the postmodern. And that is the focus of this video. At base level, or for a starter or for anyone, the data stack is a collection of various data specific services. Data pipeline, you need data storage, you need data transformation, visualization, intelligence, means analytical system, as well as the machine learning and data science capabilities available in your data stack. When you have your data stack, which has all of these services or functionalities, one way or another, minimum capacity or high capacity, you have a modern data stack. This modern data stack has already been with us for almost 7 to 8 years. Majority of the data intelligence, data analytics, data processing, anything related with data platforms were created, they were based on modern data stack. This modern data stack, it can design to run in service-oriented architecture. It means it has a lots of services. Most of these services which we have explained here, they might be running their own containers, or within the containers, they are running in the scalable architecture. Each service can have their own container, or it is possible that two or more services are packed within a container, but it's a service-oriented architecture. Majority of these services are distributed, running in their own silos, connected with each other over a REST API interface, and this whole infrastructure could be running mostly on cloud and designed to run on-prem as well, and it could be designed as a cloud agnostic architecture by using Terraform or other supported cloud agnostic infrastructure as a code design, where it's designed to run on AWS, Google Cloud, as well as the Microsoft Azure. And that's what constitutes your modern data stack. The question can come, why there was a need? Why somebody really need a modern data stack, and why the requirement came something like that? That is the answer in the next step. First, we already figured it out that modern data stack is designed mostly built on service-oriented architecture, and all of these services are running mostly in cloud as a SaaS, means software as a service model. Next, these services can have their own container, or they can one or more services can be combined within another part of same container, and that's all depends on how the containers are being designed. And I have seen that some services are running in group. So for example, analytical plus intelligence uh, could be running their own. The data transformation and pipeline all combined in one container. Storage is total different, and then you have added advantage of machine learning and data science services. So you have at least these four containers separately, part of your whole service oriented architecture in cloud or on-prem. Their need, when you have such infrastructure, you actually really need the infrastructure management component within your service, which is going to manage this all. And that's the infrastructure management service is actually manages all of these containerized services. And the cost to run such kind of scalable modern data stack in containerized version is definitely going to be high from two angles. One, you actually paying a lot for the infrastructure because services are there, and then service to manage services, that's added cost. And finally, these resources you need to manage all of this means you need human capital, as well as you also need the infrastructure extra services which is going to manage this. So overall cost is definitely very high, and that's where you need a lots of resource which could manage your modern data stack. The whole infrastructure is definitely going to take longer time to build because now you have so many services. You need to make sure your services are scalable. Your services health is all available when you are actually starting your containerized service. So your whole node is really picking up. You are adding one extra node to meet your scalability need. That's all has to be considered upon in the engineering time. So the modern data stack is designed to manage massive amount of data processing need. That's what is really the essential or the core for the modern data stack or the need for modern data stack. So if modern data stack had everything which has been conceptualized and it's already been part of modern data processing platforms base, then why there is a need for postmodern data stack? Very first thing and very important aspect is that not every organization really needs modern data stack. Means the capacity, the infrastructure, the resources, and everything what comes with a modern data stack may not be need for every organization. While modern data stack can solve the problem, can fit the need for a certain type of organization, but majority of the organizations, they really do not need that much large scale infrastructure. It means that the post modern data stack or something which is needed, which could solve the need for all other organizations who really do not need a modern data stack. For every organization, it is very high to set up a modern data stack because longer time to set up, a heavy cost to pay in order to put together this whole infrastructure. So cost is another big reason which may or may not be feasible for every organization. Sometimes, or most of the times, or the main reason why there is a need for postmodern data stack is that the organizations who have deployed the modern data stack, they found out that it takes very long time for their return of investment because you have already put together a great amount of resources to set up your modern data stack. Definitely it will take some time before your investment is really going to give you returns. Finally, data or the data processing is the need for every organization, and there are certain teams who are more required to play or to engage with this data processing infrastructure or data processing platform. However, whenever you are going to set up a modern data stack, you are going to involve IT, because that data stack is really going to talk with various data sources. You need IT to take care of that. You are going to store a lot more data, then you are going to process all that thing. Then IT involvement is really very high. And when the team which is processing the data, making decisions on the data, and they have to have interact heavily with IT on every occasion, that is definitely going to take longer time for decision to arrive or decision to come. So in order to have the intelligence or the data processing results coming faster, it takes longer because there are many parties involved in your modern data stack. So conclusion, that not every organization needs modern data stack. It means we need something which is simple but has the power of modern data stack. It has functionality same as modern data stack, but it has to be very simple. It has to be cost effective. It has to be something which can run faster, can be set up quickly, and can have less friction. And these are all requirements, are the premise for postmodern data stack. So looking at the post-modern data stack, as you can see that majority of the services are already here. We have data pipeline service, we have data transformation service, we have data visualization service, data intelligence, analytics, and machine learning with data science capabilities. So core services are there, and we have added service, which is the API service. I'm coming to this service just very soon. And it also has the data storage service. The way this image is created to show that while these core services are part of one single entity, and the data storage service is away from it. However, all of these services are combined together, and the postmodern data stack, it is designed in a way that most of the core services are actually part of one single service. So these services are the component of a very large service, sometimes designed in one or two different services, or they can be packed into a one single monolith application. It's all designed. But the idea is that why you need so many services running in distributed world when the data processing requirement for some organization is not really that vast, is not that really big. So we can combine most of these services into a one embedded service. And it is very much possible that for the data visualization, people are using third-party tools, Looker, Tableau. There are several of them. So data visualization service can also be moved out. However, the postmodern data stack already has a very small scale visualization application already built into intelligence. It already has the apps to build the intelligent application on top of modern data stack, part of modern data stack capabilities. Machine learning and data science is already embedded in this system from ground up. As soon as the data is processed, the various part of data science and machine learning applied all the way from raw data to the intelligent data or the decision data. And machine learning is all embedded everywhere. And API service is added so that third-party application can connect. Visualization can connect. Other application can connect to this infrastructure or this postmodern data stack and can talk, can have the information exchange both way. However, but majority of the APIs are designed so that other application can take the information out. And this is the premise of postmodern data stack architecture. Could be something very simple. Besides data storage, everything is packed into a one monolith service which is designed to run inside the container but can scale horizontal or vertical depending on how many services you need, or you can put up one single application and you can have a very beefy machine with a lots of RAM and lots of several CPUs so that you can keep it running for and process very large amount of data within a single process capabilities. So API service is designed so that your postmodern data stack has connectivity with other third-party applications, and it's make it more extensible, more applicable to part of your data stack or the data services which you have put together in your organization. You might have third-party application specific to your data intelligence or data analytics or data science. You can connect your postmodern data stack through this API service. And that's where the need for several organizations who really do not need the modern data stack due to several problems we have already noted, the postmodern data stack is the best fit for them. So majority of the application, majority of the new startups, majority of the organizations, they already looking and deploying the postmodern data stack, pack everything in one or two services, and then making it available to the different business unit, so that every business unit can run this application within their own environment. It doesn't has to be cloud, because you can take this application running in a single machine, and then you can put that machine next to where all other your services are running, and a very small business unit can actually manage it without the need of IT or other resources. So we can say the advantage of postmodern data stack for certain organizations are very high comparative to the modern data stack. And that's where we really see the very high value of postmodern data stack and the applications which are built on postmodern data stack. So that's all I wanted to cover in this video as a transition step for our part 2, where we are going to look into the data visualization, data intelligence, and various machine learning and data science capable services part of your modern data stack. However, with this understanding of modern and postmodern data stack, I hope that the second part of the topic which we are going to talk is going to be far easier to understand and going to make you more sense. So I hope you have enjoyed the content about modern data stack and the postmodern data stack. That's all I have for you in this video. I hope you have enjoyed the content, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in my next video. Until then, thank you so much.